So let's go ahead and talk about the discriminant. The discriminant is a very special part of the quadratic formula. It's the b squared minus 4ac. And because we're taking the square root of that, we can use this to determine the number of our solutions and whether those solutions are rational, irrational, or complex, right? If what I have under my radical is negative, we're going to get complex. If what I have is something that's not a perfect square, we're going to get irrational. And if I have something that is a perfect square, we're going to get rational. So let's take a look at this. So if my discriminant is positive in a perfect square, I'm going to get two rational solutions. If my discriminant is positive and not a perfect square, I'm going to have two rational solutions. If my discriminant is 0, which could happen, we haven't seen that yet, but it could happen, I'm only going to get one rational solution, because if I have like b plus or minus the square root of 0 over 2a, I only have b over 2a as my solution. And if it's negative, I get two complex solutions. So let's practice using the discriminant. So we want to do is calculate the discriminant. We aren't solving this, we're just calculating the discriminant, and we're going to determine the number and type of solutions. So I'm going to have b squared, oh, maybe I change colors. B squared minus 4ac, which in this case is negative 1 squared minus 4 times 6 times a negative 15. So I get a positive 1. 4 times 6 is 24. So negative 24 times negative 15 is positive. So I get a positive 360. So I have 361. Well, that is not a perfect square. It's positive and not a perfect square, so I'm going to have two irrational solutions. All right, first thing, I do need to get this into standard form by moving the 15. Here I have a is 3, b is negative 124, that's a big number, and c is negative 15. So I have b squared, which is, I'm just going to go ahead and write this as negative 124 squared. I'm changing colors too. I'm indecisive. So I have negative 124 squared minus 4 times a times c. So I get 15,376 plus 4 times 3 is 12 times 15 is 180. That gives me 15,196. I'm going to take the square root of that to see if it's a perfect square, because I don't know that one off the top of my head. And it is not a perfect square, but it is positive. So again, we're going to have two irrational solutions. All right, if I have 4x squared minus 4x minus 7, I'm going to go ahead and move that 7 over. In this case, a is 4, b is negative 4, and c is 7. So I have negative 4 squared minus 4 times a times c. So I have 16 minus 4 times 4 is 16 times 7. That's 112. 16 minus 112 is a negative 96. So I'm going to have two non-real complex solutions.